I'm gonna show you what I've been working on, and if it looks like it's a mess, that's because it is a mess. Really big mess in here. So this is what I have been working on. Christmas decorations. If I look tired too, it's because I probably am. So this is the thing. I told y'all that before we left on our trip that Harley began to throw up. That was actually on a Thursday night. Friday morning, she was pretty well better. She threw up multiple times, but then she pretty much got better by that next morning. So it was actually less than a 12-hour bug. So all day Friday afternoon, Saturday when we were in the car, we were all clear. Sunday, we were good. Monday morning, Sayla woke up and she was sick. Thankfully, she only threw up one time. Then Monday night, Livy threw up. She was sick in the middle of the night. Then at that point in time, we knew for sure it was the stomach virus that had gotten us, and that we were just going to be taken out one by one after that. And that is basically exactly what happened. So, but it was kind of weird because it took like several, like it was like days in between kids falling out. So Thursday and Friday was Harley, and then Monday was Sayla and Livy, and then come Wednesday was Jennings and Eliza. They actually woke up at the same time in the middle of the night. One went to one bathroom, one went to the other bathroom, and they were throwing up together. So when I got up, which I'm not going to complain too much, because had they been up at two different times, I would have been cleaning up pretty much all night. So at 2 o'clock, it was like an alarm went off in them. One went to one bathroom, one went to the other. And yes, there was throw up. Got in my bed, so he actually woke up in the bed and puked everywhere in the bed, and then it trailed from our room to the bathroom. Eliza had been in the living room. She went from the living room to the other bathroom, and it trailed. So I was kind of like everywhere. And Colby got up to help me. We were able to clean up the bed. Jennings did get it one more time, almost like right after he had thrown up, and threw up again, and then that was pretty much it. So we were pretty good there. Now, I also had struggled that whole afternoon, especially that night. Me and Aiden had gotten all the Christmas stuff down. I had started pulling some Christmas stuff out. I actually had gotten the tree up and got it all fluffed out. And then I was almost like, okay, I do not feel good. You know, thankfully, I did not throw up that night. I just didn't feel good all the next day, and then all of the following day I just didn't feel great. Kind of like I need to nibble on some crackers and sip on some water. Just didn't do a whole lot. Didn't feel great. So, but that was pretty much it. Colby and Aiden have been the only two out of the clear. So yes, it was a stomach virus that hit the family. We picked it up somewhere when we were in Colorado, and it just kind of spilled over. But thankfully, it was kind of like a one and done for the most part for everybody except for Harley. So very thankful for that. Glad that's all out and all over. And we were kind of getting like a break in between before it would get everybody. So it wasn't like everybody at one time. That does kind of make it linger a little bit, but at least we're done with that virus. Now we're moving on to Christmas stuff, and I know everybody has different beliefs. I've had some people say things about Christmas trees and all that kind of stuff, okay? I don't believe there's anything wrong with putting up a Christmas tree without getting too deep into that. We don't worship our Christmas tree, okay? We don't cut wood down and bring it in here and worship. That is for the pagans. We don't do that. We use that as a remembrance of, to help us remember why we celebrate Christmas, and that it was all about Jesus's birth, and everything we do is a celebration in preparation for Christmas Day when we celebrate the birth of Jesus. So with all that being said, I know everybody has their own thoughts and opinions. I just wanted to throw that out there, but I am really excited. Yes, it is the 1st of November, but this is kind of my feeling on that. If I'm going to do all of this work, I want to enjoy it longer than just a couple of weeks, than 4 weeks. 4 weeks is a short time. I'm on my 2nd day of decorating already. I have to remove all of my fall stuff down, put it in boxes, And Aiden helps me get that back up, get all the Christmas stuff down, start maneuvering stuff around, clean in between. It just is a multiple day thing. So if I'm going to do all the work, I want to enjoy it for longer than 4 weeks. Some people are different. I'm not calling you a Grinch, maybe. We actually celebrate Thanksgiving every single day. And what I mean by that is every single day we tell God that we're thankful for his blessings in our lives, and don't just do that one time of year, that we do that every single day. But it is a time that we can sit back for the entire day and reflect on our blessings and be thankful to God for what he has provided for us and the many good things that he has done for us. Yes, my house is a mess, even over there to the little ones and the toys that are everywhere. Because in the past couple of days, I honestly have not felt like just constantly cleaning up behind them, not to mention intertwining, trying to get some of the Christmas stuff out. And every night that I get in these boxes, you would not believe the mess that it makes on the floor with the glitter and the white and the green that just fall everywhere. Trying to keep it somewhat decent in here is just a challenge really in itself. We are about to start school. We're going to wrap up our Friday's work of school. I'm going to try to finish knocking out as much Christmas stuff as I can so we can get all of our boxes back outside and I can kind of get the house somewhat back organized. We have some outside things that need to be done, but I'm going to be honest with you. If it is absolutely freezing, I'm not going outside. I don't know if I've ever told y'all this, but I don't love the cold. I would rather sweat and have sweat drops pouring off than freeze. I am just not nature to be a cold person. It hurts my bones. And if y'all don't like, if some of y'all that don't like the cold, y'all understand me. I know a lot of people don't like the heat, but I don't like the cold. I would rather sweat. That is just my personal opinion. But anyway, that is what's going on today. I cannot wait to show y'all everything when it is all said and done. This has probably turned out to be one of my favorite sections this year. But I'm still not done. We're still kind of working. I'm still kind of fiddling with some stuff and super excited because Christmas is one of our favorite seasons of the year. So y'all hang tight and we're going to wrap this thing up hopefully today and be done with all of these boxes and even a couple of things outside that we need to get done too. We have finished school today and I still am doing the Christmas stuff, but I have to show y'all this because it's just too cute. Y'all saw me out at the raised beds. Everything was so green and pretty, and you can see that our first frost come. Those are the beautiful basils that I had. Oh, it's really a love-hate relationship with the winter. Here in Mississippi, it can go from summer temperatures to frost in less than 12 hours. So it is what it is. I will start cleaning those things up. Thankfully, I had already come through, collected seeds from my toothaches, my peppers, my basil. I just personally hate to see things die. Spring is my favorite when everything comes to life. This time of year is not my favorite because it's when everything begins to die off and turns brown and ugly. So that's the reason why it's not my favorite. But I realized that God gave us those seasons for a reason, and everything needs time to rest. Now, I do have a couple of things that were in pots that scooted to my greenhouse, and I was able to take some of those seeds and plant those down in those pots, and then those pots went in my greenhouse. So I very well can get some plants that will be growing through the winter in the greenhouse, which I have to go water here in just a little while. But I just wanted to show y'all that. We said we were winterized, and that's the reason why, because we knew that the first frosts were coming in and that it was going to get cold, and there's really almost no way to stop that. But it is a very, very pretty day today outside. We loved volleyball as a family so much when we were in Colorado playing in the gym. We're actually going to go today and pick up a net and put right over here in the front yard, so that when it is warm, pretty days like this outside, we can come out in the front yard and have fun together as a family. It's a nice flat spot right there, and the tree that's actually planted right there was a type of maple, and it died this past year, so that can come up and we can utilize all of that flat space right there. I wish that we would have been YouTubing when we had it wasn't a snowstorm, but it was more like an ice storm. But all of this right here was iced over enough. We had a wonderful time. We actually used lids from containers and jumped on them and used that hill. So this hill has been the source.
She's gonna...
That hill has been the source of much fun for a long time, huh, Ellie? Are you feeling better? You didn't like throwing up, did you? Do you like throwing up? Well, do you like throwing up?
No.
You threw up one time, didn't you? Yeah, but you feel better?
No, you actually threw up twice.
You feel better, Sayla? You feel better? Did you throw up one time?
Yeah.
You feel better? Day number 2. So yesterday I had all these big plans, right? And I just was not able to get as much done as I had hoped. Some of that is gonna spill over in today, hence the reason why I still have all the Christmas boxes down. I was really hoping to kind of wrap that up yesterday. Unfortunately, I just wasn't able to do that. You know, sometimes that's just the way life is. We don't get to do what all we have planned or written down or is on our agenda because time just doesn't allow. And we paused yesterday, and you guys saw us. We had a great time playing volleyball, enjoying our family moments together. Colby and I are kind of in the stage of life of where that's the things that we really want to focus on, which is another point I was going to tell y'all about today too. So I really am fixing to try to tie up my loose ends in here. We're going to try to get some of this stuff back up in the attic. This afternoon we're planning on driving over to Little City East, which is a pretty cool little vintage, very unique shop over in a place called Hattiesburg. So it's about an hour and a half away from us, and I'm gonna take you guys with us as we journey over there. It is an antique shop. It's very unique. I personally have never been able to go. However, I've heard really, really cool things about it. So that's what we're doing this afternoon. We're going to knock out some things that need to be done this morning. Like I have got to get these containers up so that we can walk around in our living room. But I really want us to pause for a moment. It's a Christmas style market. And as you can see, we are kicking off the holidays here. And it's only for today. Now the stores are there, but they're kind of kicking off some extra stuff this weekend too. So we want to kind of pause. The things that I really wanted to knock out this weekend, they're going to be here for me when I come back, like cleaning out those beds, because when the first frosts come in, it really did get all of my stuff. So making memories, we're going to venture off later this afternoon and go over there to the shops and just kind of browse around and see what they have. It'll be fun for us. It'll be fun for the kids. We're going to let y'all tag along. And there's always another weekend to get in my beds and clean those out. But one thing for sure is I'm trying to be more intentional this holiday season with stopping and making memories. Now, one thing I have a confession is Colby and I both tend to work a lot. And it's very hard for us to turn that off switch off and just play, because we know that the workload will build up on us, and we try to make a balance there of cutting it off to enjoy family time, but not letting it snowball or neglect. There are certain animals that demand needs on a daily basis. Obviously, even if you raise chickens, you understand they have to be fed and watered. You can't neglect those things. So trying to be a little bit more intentional, learn when to say no this season, because for me, I've always been one who, if somebody asks me to do something, it's real hard for me to say no. I'm usually the first one to say, somebody says, hey, I need help doing this. I'm the first one to say, hey, I'll be happy to do it. But this year, I'm running my train a little bit different this year. I just have to be honest. I have said I was only going to host 2 events at my house this year to keep from being so overwhelmed, because I'm just the type person that when I know I'm having something at my house, I really just don't want my house a mess. Now, I have gone over to people's house and people have come over to my house before when things are a mess. But when I'm hosting an event, I am just the type personality where I really want all of my I's dotted and all of my T's crossed. I like for things to be in order. And hey, if I've gone to your house and you've hosted something and your cabinets are wiped down, I really don't care. It just bothers me more than it bothers anybody else, but that's just my personality. And if we're so busy doing good things that we're just busy and we can't enjoy, it really defeats the purpose. So that's kind of where I'm at today. We are going to do the things that we need to do. Some stuff we know can wait, and we're going to enjoy the afternoon going out and just kind of making an adventure this afternoon of exploring and looking around. It's something that we'll all enjoy together as a family, so we're going to do it. I was able to get the full tree set up yesterday, and you probably can't see very many lights on it now, but I did get it wrapped in lights. There is not enough lights though. I'm a very much light person. And when I plugged it up last night after I completely finished everything, I said, I'm going to have more lights on that. So that is something else I'm going to try to do today, along with getting some waters on. Now, I was able to get the greenhouse watered yesterday afternoon, but there are a couple of beds that need water because here in Mississippi, y'all, we still have not had any rain. Just in our county 2 days ago was 3 different sets of fires. And I know that that's actually something that has been a problem all over our state. We have been having major issues with fires, so that is very unfortunate. Y'all, please pray for us some rain, because we really do need rain here in the south. And I'm gonna quit talking to y'all now and get busy so I can get these boxes back up to the attic and get swept back up in here. I managed to throw in making one more batch of soap. This is lemongrass and eucalyptus mix. I do not use synthetic fragrances at all. It is 100% essential oils. I actually buy these humongous containers of essential oils from a place called Bulk Apothecary. This is actually 16 ounces and it will make me several batches of soap. Not to include, I get to diffuse those. So lots of good things with having essential oils on hand, which is actually not something that I talk about a whole lot, but I do love my essential oils. So I'm gonna check this off the list, and I am making soap for when we go to the Okie Homestead. And if you guys are not familiar with that, I challenge you guys to go over to Okie Homesteading Expo and check that out. Colby and I are actually gonna be there speaking for Friday and Saturday. It is the March the 22nd and the 23rd, I believe. I have not double checked my calendar, so if I quoted the wrong date, then y'all can just let me know in the comments. But be sure to go check out the website. It is a 2-day event, and it is jam-packed full of information. We have shared on topics in the past that were just absolutely wonderful that I think everybody needs to know. So if you're even remotely interested in going to Oklahoma this year at the end of March for the Okie Homesteading Expo, y'all be sure to check that out. In between our speakings, I'm going to have a table set up of some super cool t-shirts, lots and lots of bars of soap that I'm making right now. So y'all be sure to check that out, and we hope that you can come. Not only is it a great event, you're gonna learn a tons, and you're gonna be able to meet and greet a lot of people, many which are very, very knowledgeable. Homesteading, prepping, off-grid. There is so much there and so much to learn, and it is a wonderful, wonderful thing to do. I'll update. We have no more boxes in the house. Thankfully, I am done with Christmas. I finished up the rest of the outside stuff. I usually just do the front porch and then our outdoor living space. So all of that is done. I added a couple of little greeneries to some places in the kitchen, and that pretty much wrapped us up. And of course, it has not been cleaned, but I was able to go ahead and get all these boxes up. Now we're off on our adventure. So we made it to our destination, and we were a little late because we had to wait on Colby to get off work, and I had a bunch of things to do this morning. So a lot of the outside stuff is already closing down, but the store that we actually wanted to go to is actually still open for a couple more hours. So we're just gonna browse around.
Well, we've made it home. The kids are kind of breaking down because it's late and they're ready for bed. Misty's helping bathe the young ones. We're gonna call it a day. God bless. Happy homesteading, y'all.